Hello everyone, I'm Baltmatrix, and today we're taking a look at Transformers War for Cybertron Deluxe Class BLACKARACHNIA, and this figure comes to me from thecommandstore.com. But I have a separate order coming from the Big Bad Toy Store, which will be given away to my patrons, so make sure you are a Patreon member. This is the most accurate BLACKARACHNIA figure we have ever gotten at this price point. Hands down, the figure is modeled in yellow, black, and a little bit of red and gold. And it's really good. Like, shockingly so. The figure overall stands about the same height as RC. I'll do a full-size comparison here in a second. And the overall look of the figure really needs to be applauded. Hasbro did a fantastic job. Her head sculpt alone is just perfect. Yes, it is. Her sculpting and painting alone is perfect. I can't come up with any negative things to say. The molding on the head is exactly that of the character. The breastplate is excellent, and then the Predacon symbol right above there at her collar is perfect. And what I mean by the breastplate being excellent is it's even got the spidering details that was on the figure. The little spider detailing there at the crotch plate is perfect, and they managed to take the bulbous spider mode and collapse it onto her back in a very subtle way, and it works incredibly well. Her weapon is also perfect, except it doesn't fire. I would have liked it to fire, but what are you gonna do? The grapple gun harpoon thing that she came with in the original show and original toy, this is, I think, actually done better, because let's face it, that thing broke real easy. She is exactly the same height as RC, and roughly the same height as Runabout. Now, when it comes to comparing her with Cheetor is just a smidge taller, and so is the rest of the the rest of the Deluxe class lineup. But she is in perfect scale with just about all the others, even the smaller class Deluxes. She's the same size as them, and she's not that much different in height from the larger class Deluxes, except for Hoist and Trailbreaker. Those guys are just freaking huge. Posability of the figure is excellent. Head is on a ball joint, and then there is a neck joint for the transformation. There is a swivel and hinge in the shoulder. There is movement for the spider limbs, and then a swivel just above the elbow, and then the elbow is 90 degrees. Unfortunately, the hands don't open and close, but they can hold any Transformer weapon with no issue. There are ball joints on the individual spider legs. There is no torso articulation, however, but the legs are highly posable and can kick forward and back plenty. Forward, it would be nice if they could go 90 degrees. Ah, well. Bend at the knee is well over 90 degrees, and then the feet can go forward way far at 90 degrees. Can't go back that far at all, which makes sense, because if it could, it would probably fall over. And then the ankles can twist 90 degrees. As stated, the figure can hold her weapon with no issue. There are faux hands here in the bottom of her pincers. And if I could actually grab Cheetor's tail, yeah, see, she has no problem wielding any weapon whatsoever. In fact, that looks pretty cool, honestly. Surprisingly, the designers were able to get some siege compatibility into this figure. The bottom of each leg has a siege port, and the bottom of each foot has a siege port. That's roughly the same as RC, but given how this figure is and how it transforms, I'll take it. At the bottom of her back/butt is a peg for a figure stand, which fits with no problem whatsoever. Annoying kitty not included. No, do not nuzzle the hot light bulb. Why are you doing that? Why? Given all her points of articulation, she is highly posable, and you can pull off a number of very nice poses. I can't tell you how happy I am to have this figure with so much posability. Now, I don't have the Masterpiece figure, and I've always wanted to get a hold of it, but I will have to do that in 2021. This is a great figure in robot mode. It is absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy Hasbro and Takara have pulled this off. The figure's transformation isn't that complicated, but the directions really don't help you all that much. To start off with, we're going to take the head, turn the head 180 degrees, take the backpack and unfold it from the rest of the figure, grab the crotch plate and grab the top of the torso, and then pull the top of the torso away from the crotch, and then that will reveal the spider head. Come to the back of the figure and actually spread the shoulders just a little bit. That will allow you to take the torso and flip it around, putting the robot head into the cavity that is open up within the chest, like this. Collapse the arms underneath the spider head. Grab the entire shoulder unit and pull it down away from the spider head on this pin and turn it around 180 degrees and then push it back up into place. Now this is the most dangerous part of the transformation. Her breastplate here needs to be flipped up over her head. But there has been a lot of breakage here, and thankfully mine has not broken, I don't believe. But you have to unwedge it and then pull it away from the head, from the body, and then it just kind of sticks up in the air. And then you grab the rear abdomen of the spider mode and then get that hooked over the breastplate and then push the head back up into place. However, watching some other reviewers, I have noticed that their BLACKARACHNIA's head actually goes farther back than mine does, and I'm terrified that I'm going to break the darn thing if I push any harder. Come down to the upper thighs, and these little panels will actually fold out ever so slightly like that. Then come to the feet and fold the feet up into the shins. Then fold the bottom legs up into the thighs, and they will snap into place. The first time I did this, I thought I was going to break it, but now they snap in with no problems. The next thing we're going to do is spread the legs out as far as you can, and then take the entire crotch section and fold it up into the back of the abdomen. And while we do that, rotate the legs forward and then bring them in, and they will peg into place in the bottom of the abdomen. There are these little, very, very tiny pegs underneath here that these legs will peg into. And then you can flip the knee guards up like that. And the last bit is to fold the arms down and turn the fists around like this, and they will peg in together. They're tiny little pegs. There are tiny little pegs there, and they will peg together. And then the hands will go into these openings that are by the feet. Now, this is where the head problem comes into play on mine. So the head is preventing the arms from coming down. I just feel like I'm going to break it if I push the head anymore. And this is supposed to be what the bottom roughly looks like. So the gun is supposed to be able to fit underneath the figure on these tiny little slots. But because of the head, it pushes the pegs too far apart, and the gun won't connect correctly. It's supposed to roughly look like this. And I have found that actually pegging in the weapon first and then sliding the arms back works a lot better, but still, the dang thing falls apart because of that stupid head. Now I'll be the first to admit this is utterly terrifying, and this is the best spider mode I think we've ever gotten in a mainline Transformer. It's just a shame I can't get her to hold together correctly. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm doing what I'm doing wrong. I really don't. I have watched a couple of reviews from other reviewers, and I think I'm transforming it correctly. I just don't know. It's just fiddly and annoying. But I have to give Hasbro and Takara a ton of credit. This is an incredibly engineered figure. It just might be the issue is with the production lines. The tolerances that the plastic needs are really small for a deluxe class figure. And if I could get the robot's head to go further up into the abdomen, everything would be fine. It would peg together and there would be no problems. But mine just doesn't work well for that. But once you do get it into spider-ish mode, it holds together mostly well as long as you don't fiddle with it too much. I do appreciate the fact that the ball joints in the legs are nice and tight and the figure can stand on its own, even if it is a little bit wobbly. Overall, I'm happy with BLACKARACHNIA. At first, I really didn't like it in beast mode, but it's grown on me a little bit simply because I've figured out more of the tricks to get it to actually transform the way I want it to. It's not perfect yet. I still need to figure out what's going on with the head or the neck, but otherwise, I think this is the best BLACKARACHNIA we've ever gotten, especially at this price point. The Masterpiece figure is very hard to get a hold of right now and is pretty darn expensive, but this BLACKARACHNIA, it's pretty darn good for 20 bucks, so I would definitely recommend picking it up. Yes, there are some issues, but that's mostly with the transformation into spider mode. I don't have any issues with the robot mode. It's fantastic. So folks, let me know what you think of BA down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Patreon. As always, I have been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.